It's your boy Kiyoshi. We out here in this beautiful scenery. I'm with my boy
J Dizzle.
and today we got a guest, my boy Gahd. And yes sir. Today we finna have a nice conversation about some topics I feel like is very valuable to y'all. So let's jump right into it. I actually wanted to start on this point. I feel like there's a lot of people that want to start incorporating more things into their lives that help with self-development and them just kind of expressing themselves at a higher place. So, but they tend to find themselves in a place of not knowing kind of where to start and not knowing what's the best angle to take, you feel me, to take that step into doing the shadow work and doing the things necessary to kind of just enlighten yourself, you know what I'm saying, and just reach a higher form of yourself. But I just actually wanted to get y'all opinion on that. What would y'all advice be to somebody that's in that place of not really knowing what's the right step to take?
I feel like you gotta understand what your stance is and have self-acknowledgement first. You feel me? Because a lot of people, sometimes they'll either hear somebody else's success story, or how they raise their consciousness in a way, or just in a self-developmental way, whether it's business or personal things. But I feel like people would take what somebody else is doing and then try to apply it to their situation when it's not quite fitting to their circumstance. You see what I'm saying? So just acknowledging and knowing what it is that you're trying to implement and where you should implement it. Just having that understanding first gives you a good starting place for it.
Yeah, I feel like, especially with all the self-development courses that are out there and just all the voices that are out there on the topic of just trying to be a better version of yourself, I feel like there is a lot of influence on what's the right direction to take for somebody else speaking through their perspective. So I guess it's easy to it's hard to find yourself through that, you know what I'm saying, of even being in a place of studying stuff where you are studying the gurus and the people that have the expertise in it, but it's kind of hard to synthesize what works best for you in that process. So I agree with that 100%. I feel like that's definitely a good step.
I think that's vital what you said as well, just because just having outside influences on how you may feel about certain things, or I think it's very crucial that as people, or at least for myself, I feel like it's very important that you know what you do believe, or how you feel, like you were saying. I don't know, outside of from how you not even grew up, but how your parents feel as well. So even if you agree with your parents, that's fire. But I feel like that can be even an influence that we don't, because we think about social media or friends or whatever. But because if you've been in a certain upbringing, and again, you might align with that, you feel me? But then you might have certain things that you maybe view other ways, and I feel like that can also
taking a step back
affect how you view certain things, or how you how you would handle certain situations. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
No, that's powerful. I feel like that's key, because just in that general thought process of self-development, I feel like people start to anchor themselves within that in things that's not deprived from self, of actually taking a second to all right, that video was cool that I just watched, that gave me that dopamine rush of wanting to do all this stuff, and now let me sit in this darkness and this shadow and this meditation to where it does feel uncomfortable and actually figure out what's best for me. You know what I'm saying? I feel like having that conversation is, I feel like just the hardest one to start, you feel me? So I definitely feel like I can even understand and actually relate to that, you know what I'm saying? Feeling like it's kind of hard to know where to start with that, you know what I'm saying? For me personally, I feel like it really started with meditation for me, in a simple, basic space, because that's really just taking a second to, like I said, just block out exterior influences and sensations and things of that nature, and feeling that uncomfort that you get when you just simply just close your eyes and sit with yourself, you know what I'm saying? And just having that basic understanding of damn, when I do sit here and try to do this, I feel very uncomfortable. I'm not able to control my mind to a place of just sitting here in this silence, and that can't be good, you know what I'm saying? That's an obvious showcase of my mental placement not being where I want it to be, you know what I'm saying? So I can operate from that higher place, and just whatever I'm trying to attack. But yeah, that's just, like I said, once again, me, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know, I feel like sometimes it's even more of a physical health thing sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Because that can have a lot of influence on just programming, you know what I'm saying? And just your mind not being able to fire and wire in the way that it needs to, is because you're not filling yourself with the proper nutrition. And there's so much things that put blockage on your chakra and your energy to be expressed in the way that it needs to.
Yeah, 'cause I was gonna say, because I don't know, I can't say I pinpoint or where it maybe started for me, but I would say that like I'm off if I don't like follow a certain routine or some certain type of like.
Definitely.
So I definitely feel that like I don't know if you don't get your shower in or brush your teeth or get that water in. I don't know, first thing, then that's already thrown off.
Literally,
like
that's the type of creature.
Even my mindset, I guess, because then I feel like not behind, but
like,
I still have to do all those things. You know what I'm saying? So it's like now that shifts the space that I'm in, I feel. But yeah, routine I think is important, like you were saying.
Nah, definitely 100%. Because like that anchoring, that's the type of creatures we are. We're creatures of habit and just repetition. You know what I'm saying? So like if you do get to a place of you had that program and it's like, your subconscious is gonna tap in like, damn, you didn't even brush your teeth this morning, you was moving so fast or something, you feel me, like type shit. So it's like yeah, really understanding that, like understanding just the type of creatures we are, and we have to go through a process of over and over and over to implement like strong habits and just rituals that we practice for ourselves of just self-development in general.
For sure, keeping that alignment.
100,000. And now that we got you here, the great, I actually wanted to tap into your perspective on it, because I actually have a high respect for your thought process on the topic. But what was kind of the defining and moment for you, or just the space in your life that you were in that kind of made you want to make that transfer to being a higher vibrational being, wanting to tap into more of positive aspects of life rather than things that pull you down to your lower self, and wanting to tap into that higher self? Like what, or was it not a process? You know what I'm saying? Was it or was it not a like a defining moment? Was it actually like a gradual process over time that kind of brought you to the place that you're at? But kind of what did that look like for you? You know what I'm saying? That whole process that kind of really got you to the place that you are now, to where you was like, all right, bet I gotta start tapping into this higher self.
For sure. For me, I would have to say whenever, I can't pinpoint the specific age, but I was getting into a whole bunch of legal trouble. You know what I mean? I know y'all know the stories, but getting into a lot of nonsense. And this is early 20s though. I would say like 2021.
How old are you now?
30.
30.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Around 2021. And I just had a couple friends that had well means and has a couple resourceful things through people that we would have discussions about. And it's like always something that when I'm in my own headspace, I'm thinking like, man, that actually is thought-provoking. I should look these things up, or maybe that is real, because whenever I was going through my process of life or my journey, I always thought like, man, this is kind of odd, or whether it was something with religion or outer space, etc. All these different theories and things, they're just so thought-provoking and always touched me in a different way that I was like, there's something compelling me to this information, like calling me to it. So, of course, getting to a point where I felt like it was a good pivotal point within myself that I knew I had a lot of talents, so I can't proceed to waste them. Like I need to figure out some sort of change.
It's time.
And what actually began that process was my boy Sherrod Williams. He sent me a video called Hidden Colors. I don't know if y'all have seen it, or if there's a series of them actually. I'll definitely send them to you, bro.
I definitely want to tap in.
And if we can add the link or something.
Nah, definitely we're gonna definitely have that in the description for sure.
For sure, bro. That thing right there, Hidden Colors, is basically the journey and the real math on how black people has been suppressed from the beginning, and how it's still current in different pharmacy, culture, music. It doesn't matter. It touches on every single aspect, bro. And that shook me, because it put me in a space of being angry for a while. You know what I'm saying? That I've even, because it brought me to several memories that I'm like, wow, this person was really spitting in my face, or wow, this person had this hidden agenda the whole time and that's what they were using me for, or it just, that was one of the, what again pushes me straight over to, I gotta figure out why are we the light beings? Why are we, and go into the science of it. And that's what segued me into consciousness. So it started with black consciousness and overall holistic health and consciousness.
That's fire. That's crazy. I actually can relate to that, and when you say black consciousness, because that was once I just started hearing the story and knowing truth behind, like you said, all the oppression and just things that we've been going through over time. It kind of just, like I said, it definitely shook my spirit. It was appalling to me, and just like called my spirit to understand that whatever I end up doing, you know what I'm saying, it needs to be synthesized as a message to add to change that for positive, you know what I'm saying, and try to articulate myself in a way that can help point whatever we need to in the right direction that's against that. And then in turn, of course, led me to that as well, you know what I'm saying, just overall, because once you reach black consciousness, they got the sauce, you feel me, for that, you know what I'm saying, natural consciousness just in general, you feel me, because the black man is the original man, you feel me, so yeah, that's I definitely can relate with that 100%. That's interesting.
Yes, God. It was definitely one of those points where the truth was being so undeniable through my life that I had to keep digging my hands deeper into it, you know what I mean? So it ended up taking me to where I am now.
Hell yeah, bro, that calling, man, that's something like special. It's hard to even describe, you know what I'm saying? Especially whenever it hits you, it's always at a specific point, you know what I'm saying, to where it's hard to not catch it, you know what I'm saying, or receive it in that way where it's like, damn, the universe is talking to me, you know what I'm saying, like, and I feel like for me personally, that even like dictates my relationship with whatever my definition of God is, you know what I'm saying, because I feel like my belief in that existence of that entity is from actual life experience, not anything that I've been taught, you know what I'm saying. There's been a array of events that's happened in a way that's kind of like, all right, how is this not, it's no other way, like just the numbers and the timing and everything aligns in a way that's like of a higher source, you know what I'm saying, or from something that's like so articulate and just like from a place of perfection. It's hard, like I said, it's even hard to put words to it, so I definitely agree with that 100,000%. Actually, for me, like whenever I think about the process for me that I've taken on trying to practice self-development and just express myself in a higher place, I find myself like not being able to positively cope with not being able to like meet the mark or succeed in whatever I'm specifically trying to do, you know what I'm saying, whether that be a new routine I'm trying to implement in my life, a certain type of way I'm trying to start speaking or stop speaking, you feel me, like repetition of me maybe not doing those things in the way that I want to, I feel like sometimes puts a weight on me, you know what I'm saying, and I feel like people can kind of relate with that, you feel me, so just both of y'all actually wanted to just get y'all perspective on like how do y'all anchor yourselves in the thought process, like what thought process do you choose to have and what type of grounding do you have mentally in whenever you're trying to do things and you're not doing it in the way that you want to and you feeling that weight, like I said, like how do y'all take that how do y'all go about doing that specifically?
What about you, Greg?
I'll say, I don't know, it all depends. Like, I feel like, well, for me, I feel like you just gotta, I start with establishing why I feel that way. And then and then just start to weigh like the importance of like, and then the reality of like, of how I feel. So it's like, and then also, cause I also feel like, the term right and wrong way to do a lot of things is very loose. That's just how I feel in general.
Yes, sir.
So then it's like, with that idea and how I'm feeling in that moment in space and time, you know, and what may be like hindering me from getting the task done that I want to get done, or maybe not. Again, it kind of is like a case-by-case basis, but just being in tune, most definitely. Like, I feel like it's going to take even longer pretending that you are getting something done at the pace you want to, or that you, I don't know, like just being very honest. Like, I don't know, I feel like there's not even like, I feel like as people, and even you and I, very often, I feel like, can feel like there can be like a timestamp on things or a rush on things. And to a certain degree, I feel like maybe there can be, but then in a certain time also as well, like time is a construct, I feel like. And not to say that time is not real, but in the way that we measure it is definitely like, I don't know, it's a way more useful and like powerful, I don't know. Time is not just the clock of the day that we like watch it. I feel like
you can like dictate the relationship you have with time.
So I don't know. That's just like even the way my mindset or I break down things helps me like ease the way because I don't work well even getting stressed out too. So even when I begin to get stressed out, I got to break it down. Like why am I feeling that way?
Acknowledgement for sure. Hell yeah, bro.
I feel that.
What about you?
No, I was gonna say like I feel like rather than trying to focus on the overall goal or the overall concept of what I'm trying to do, just trying to like set smaller increments of like checkpoints with myself of like at least just checking in with myself, and if I can say that I'm moving forward in some fashion, then it's like that's a win, you know what I'm saying? And just being able to like give, because even that in itself, whenever you, rather than looking and saying I haven't done it yet, say that I'm going to do it, you know what I'm saying, or I'm doing it, you know what I'm saying, in the process of it. So that has been something that kind of helps me with that process, you feel me, as far as just helping me recharge my energy to go back and, you know what I'm saying, like even the psychology of it, like being able to be more lenient on myself within that space and just acknowledge the win and move forward with that, you know what I'm saying, and only attach myself to the positive thought process of it, you know what I'm saying.
Speaking life to yourself about it, you know what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
Hell yeah, bro. I agree 103 with both of y'all for real, because it takes the acknowledgement and then, again, not being hard on yourself. You know what I mean? But for me, as far as coping with those things is, like you said to begin with, how important it is to you. If something is that important to you, you know what I'm saying, it is going to, like you said, keep arising, keep surfacing like, I need to jump on this, I need to jump on it. As long as that's going on, you're acknowledging it, you don't belittle yourself about it, stay the course, bro. So for me, I laugh about it. I'll laugh like, like that type of laugh, like, look, you lost your foot. Yeah. You feel me? You did good, though. You feel me? Like, you lost your foot, though, but take a step right here. Yeah. It's just as beneficial. You see what I'm saying? So just to steer myself and again, bring more positivity. And for me, you know, I like to make people laugh. So that specifically, laugh at myself. If I can't laugh at me, like, what are we doing for real? So just take it in that way, be lighthearted about it, but primarily acknowledging it and knowing, like, hey, this is the course, though. So I asked for it, I'm going to stick to it. You know what I mean? I don't see myself doing anything else. So I will do this. You see what I'm saying? Like, start with those affirmations. I will do this. Like you said, I'm going to do this. You see what I'm saying? That's really what is going to keep you honed in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? That's what helped me for sure, is just acknowledging, reminding myself how important it is, get it rolling. It ain't got to be that next day, or it can be a baby step. Even if I remembered it late and did something to get it going, that's a baby step. I'll take it. Yeah. You can't be too hard on yourself, bro, because you had, at the end of it, you have only yourself in your own mind. You can only think for yourself. Your heart can only beat for yourself. So as long as you balance, you're going to be able to do whatever you're trying to see. So may as well, bro.
I think it's imperative to try to like keep like-minded people around too, or even like, or at least just some go-getters around you or something, you know what I'm saying, ideally. Just so it's like, because it can get easy to, like, you know what I'm saying, what starts to become your surroundings, you know what I'm saying, it can start to get easy to want to play into it, you know what I'm saying, no matter what the surroundings are. Absolutely. You know, and so, like, even for myself, like, even if it's not a specific, like, friend or person or whatever, I'll go to my crib, I'll go see my pop, because I know what he doing, you know what I'm saying, I know what he doing, he washing some dishes, or working, or fixing something, or not, like, you know what I'm saying, like, even if he watching some shows because he watching and he doing, like, I don't know, and then even that will keep me, because it's like he's very much so older than me, but he has, like, there's not a day that I feel like he wastes, you know what I'm saying. Now I also don't think that you could waste a day as much as he would tell you that you could, but that keeps me like, oh damn, let me go, you know what I'm saying, like, and it's 8 o'clock, it's 9 o'clock, you still, hold on, I was gonna put this off until tomorrow, let me hurry up and handle this real quick, you know what I'm saying, you still working on it.
Gotta tap into that spirit, that energy.
Absolutely. Like, days off are cool, it's all right to have a little day off if it's, you know what I'm saying, for the right reasons, but you got to be able to acknowledge when you've been inactive. A day off, being inactive is different from a day off. You see what I'm saying? So You got to be able to know the difference. Because if you've been inactive for a week, that's different from going on a vacation with some. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you already didn't reach that, and that was a part of the plan. You
Exactly.
Like, allocated the energy and time to have that space. Like, you created the space to have that.
Exactly. That leisure.
Yeah, most definitely.
Absolutely, bro.
Yeah, that's actually something that we all been touching on, is that anchoring that we kind of got to have, and that programming that helps us with the processes that we have in life, trying to attack things at a high level, trying to be a kind-hearted spirit, you know what I'm saying, and just staying true to being level-headed and just being a righteous individual. I feel like all of that takes making sure that we have daily things that we do that keep us with that grounding and that anchoring. And I feel like people undermine how simple even like a shower, you know what I'm saying, is. You know what I'm saying? Of that, like making sure that you running water over yourself, you know what I'm saying, and you cleansing yourself, I feel like is an act of self-care, you know what I'm saying, an act of self-love, you know what I'm saying, and believe it or not, not everybody showers every single day, you know what I'm saying, and that's neither here or there, but just the act of just trying to do something to put yourself in a state that you want to be in, you know what I'm saying, and just making sure that you're practicing things on a daily and being disciplined to these daily routines that help you be who you are, you know what I'm saying, and be, like, for example, I'm an artist, you know what I'm saying, so making sure I'm sketching, you know what I'm saying, making sure that I'm practicing that muscle, that mental muscle, you know what I'm saying, and just making that a thing, because if me as an individual say that I want to be a painter or artist, I have to incorporate things in my life, habits, routines, daily that help me excel in that space and help me produce what I want to produce at the level I want to produce at, you know what I'm saying, and that's all about me allocating time throughout the day, putting whatever luxury or whatever thing I may want to do and putting the disciplines first that I must do first. So, and I just bring that up to say, like, what for y'all is some of the daily routines that y'all have that kind of really, or some of the main things that y'all must do that keep y'all grounded and anchored and just even just having like a clear mind throughout the day, you know what I'm saying, and being just in touch with your higher self rather than your lower self. What are some of the things that y'all practice to help y'all with that process?
I could be listening to music.
I feel that music is definitely, that's frequency.
I'm not in the sense that I have to, but in the sense of like, it's rare that a day goes by. Actually, there's not a day that goes by that I won't hear some music, and that will always that's a reset for me sometimes. Obviously, depending on what it is or who or what I'm listening to, but to a certain degree, like music will help me reset or focus, or even inspire me. It'll be like, you know what I'm saying, it'll be a line or even a feeling, and sometimes even instrumental stuff will for some reason speak to my essence and want to like work, to be honest. At the top of my mind, that's the first.
Recently, I've actually been tapping into a lot more of instrumental music, or music that just don't have no singing or anything, just instruments and literally just pure frequency. You know what I'm saying? Not to say your voice isn't, you know what I'm saying, but just some chords. You feel me? What about you though?
Well, I mean, just to go with that, bro. A lot of the time, people make music, even if it's on key. The energy behind that beat does not match the lyrics a lot of the time, but people don't even acknowledge it because they just like the bump of the beat and what the person's saying more so. I just noticed that a lot, but just extracting lyrics and hearing straight instruments, because instruments are natural, you see what I'm saying? So just to have that flowing through you and touching your spirit, because life is a rhythm. The earth is in rhythm. Every nature is in rhythm. So, of course, definitely giving yourself music is definitely for me too, you know what I mean? Sure. Whether it be something that one of the greats created or just some artists I do enjoy, but peaceful music, soulful music, definitely. If I am gonna listen to something, honestly, because even before games, through my athletic life, people you usually see they turning up in the locker room and everything. I was always the person real zen, sitting down in my locker. I got R&B, no joke. Boys II Men would be playing in my ears or something like that. Loud as possible, you see what I'm saying? But I'm in a different mode. You see what I'm saying? So it's allowing me to quiet the noise and focus. You know what I'm saying? So definitely music and just reminding myself, giving myself powerful things to charge me, to move me along during the day. Because I like to commit to something in regards to power, like over self. So immediately opening my eyes in the morning and being grateful, you know what I'm saying? Immediately open my eyes and speaking life to my kids, you know what I'm saying? Especially that's a charge up. So alongside those things, bro, is intertwined with music, get some fruit in, make sure I knock my fruit out, and telling myself at points where I feel like I may start to deviate or I'm confused or I should be doing this, stay chiseled. Reminding myself, stay chiseled, stay chiseled, stay chiseled. It's literally, I say those two words non-stop in my head. It's either that or I will not lose. I will not lose. I will not, if especially in workouts more so, I will not lose. I will not lose. Just so you push. You know what I'm saying? Just keeps that focus and that willpower behind your intent. Like trying to move with intent. You know what I mean?
No, that's crazy because like over the span of our friendship, that's one thing that I've actually picked up on a lot that you incorporate is affirmations. You know what I'm saying? Things that you say. You know what I'm saying? Just the type of language that you have. Like I'll have something that I'll spitball to you and something I may be having a problem with. And it's just the way that you look at the same situation, just the language that you have with it, and that dictates the relationship you have with something. Like, for example, the small thing that I said, instead of that I haven't done it yet, I'm going to do it or I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying? So that's very key. That's actually something that once I was able to be blessed to meet people like you and just learn that language is as important as it is, I really wanted to make sure that's something that I'm more conscious about, like just even throughout the day, like even the mental things that I'm saying to myself, you know what I'm saying? Or I actually have a story on this topic actually. I was the job I was at before I started working for Noscope, you know what I'm saying, the job I had to fire, I was doing changing tires, you know what I'm saying? I was doing basically like roadside assistance, and I met a lot of people in that job. And I remember on this one job, I had helped this like middle-aged black woman. She seemed like she was probably about mid-30s or 40s, you know what I'm saying? And I changed her tire and whatnot, and I think she was going through something. She was I think I had heard her say something about what she had going on or whatnot, but after she kind of just was looking at me kind of the whole time, and I was noticing it, but she just started talking to me. She was like, God just want me to tell you, like, you are powerful, you know what I'm saying? Like, you are a very powerful and important individual, and like what you say is so, like, God is telling me right now to say this to you, you know what I'm saying? Like, that what you say is so powerful. Like, you gotta really think about what you say, you know what I'm saying? Like, even the little small things of, oh, this shit killing me, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't say that, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta really start to think about everything and realize that you are a very powerful individual, and you affect every person around you, you know what I'm saying, a lot, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta be, you gotta respect that power. She really was just like saying all of this to me, and just like out of nowhere, like I don't know this lady, you know what I'm saying? It's just random, you know what I'm saying? And I've actually been having a lot of interactions like that, you know what I'm saying? Of people just speaking life into me like that, you know what I'm saying? And just feeling compelled to just, and it's always at the right time, you know what I'm saying? It's always at a divine time. And so, yeah, man, I'm definitely thankful for messages like that, especially when they're able to come so organically like that, you feel me? And I can feel her spirit and know that it's like, why me? You know what I'm saying? It couldn't be anything other thing but a divine moment for sure.
Absolutely, bro. That's the universe talking.
I just want to touch on this actually because this is fresh on my mind. But everlasting impressions. What is your mission statement or kind of what's your vision for like the effect that you want to have with that, with the brand Everlasting Impressions?
I mean, just as I spoke on this actually on my story recently. I don't know. I think you did see it.
Yeah, I definitely see it. I see everything great.
Of course, bro. But yeah, man. Basically, throughout my life, because I've always been that kid that's kind of quiet, but as soon as I see a connection or can find that connection, it's easy to connect with anyone. Like, what, old, young, I've always just been that type of person to get in tune with the older people, and get into with the older kids, or get into with the youth. So it's like having that balance of all is just more so like I don't know, it's just enriching for me because I never felt discomfort really amongst crowds, being that I was comfortable speaking with an older person or younger person. So, I mean, just the fact that I felt like I could affect these people the same way too. So I ended up noticing over time that, well, as I got older and had more wisdom myself, around 13 really is whenever it was like even people that was older than me, like 30s, 40s. I mean, I noticed I'm having conversations with adults and they're really asking for my opinion, and I'm 13 years old. Like, I thought it was, I never even paid attention to it because I was so much in the moment and connecting with the person and just having a conversation how I see it. But it was just like kind of strange when you look back on it, like, man,
up, bro.
Which was also in that pivotal point we spoke of earlier. I had these memories of times like this where I was super young speaking with somebody, or that somebody was speaking life to me. And that right there was just like, man, those impressions are what matter. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be somebody, again, speaking life, or me speaking life, or having just that bonding moment, or where we bouncing off each other and then you could just feel the energy in the room. Like, I know for a fact your body will never forget that. You'll be reminded of it. Even if your mind, a memory pushes back in somebody's head from a while ago, something else may happen later in life that it can be a smell, it could be anything, bro, that is gonna remind you or hit that. So when that chakra hit like that, I know that resonation is to the memory I had with this person. They like, damn. And then my head may pop up in their mind. You see what I'm saying? Like, just that I gave them something that is love or positivity, wisdom. And that's what the push of everlasting impressions is to give an everlasting impression. And that's to the youth, older, whoever's in need in general. You know what I'm saying? Just on a day-to-day basis, is to uplift and empower. So we do that through, or I do that through specifically humor or whatever enlightenment. You know what I'm saying? To health, it does not matter. I'm not biased of anything that's going to help or propel somebody consciously and positively for their journey. You know what I'm saying? Just to impact it and catapult it spiritually, fruitfully. You see what I'm saying? And it doesn't even have to be an exchange of an item. It can be exchange of energy or exchange of wisdom. You know what I mean? That's the mission. You know what I'm saying? It's to impact and leave an everlasting impression on whomever I encounter. And I feel like I do a thorough job of that. Even though, you know, sometimes you can't connect with everybody. That's just not.
Yeah, we're not meant to.
We have to have that balance. Like, not everybody's going to think that you're an ideal person to be around, even if you know you're doing the best you can to be a good person. You see what I'm saying? So it's lovely to have, honestly, it's easy, you know, especially meeting a lot of people. I feel like y'all met a whole bunch, like, I have a plethora of, like, a diversity, actually, of different types of people that you can go and intertwine with, and it's normal, it's natural. So just having that, bro, is like, that connectivity and that of a wide range, you can almost be limitless. You see what I'm saying? And for people to have that connection with you to where it's, you know what I'm saying, promising, is more so an everlasting bond too. So
that's crazy because, like, that in turn becomes so beneficial because, like, as spiritually enriching as that is in itself, it also carries over and becomes beneficial within, like, business. You know what I'm saying? And just orchestrating with people in general. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're able to tap into that spirit and that's your intention to add value before you take or give anything, you know what I'm saying? It's like just how the universe works. You constantly abundance is going to be
service.
You know what I'm saying? It's unlimited at that point. So I feel like that's a key way to think and a thought process to have, for sure.
It's just when you go back and reconnect with certain people, or even just running into them and briefly speaking for a second, that you may have even forgot about this person. Not in like a bad way, but you know what I'm saying? Just from so much going on. And then they just say, man, you remember that time that, you know what I'm saying, they give you this gem. You know what I'm saying? Because you may have really, of course you remember when they tell you, but it's like, man, but you don't want to say too much because they're really telling you how you genuinely impacted them. And it could be from when y'all were kids, bro. Or, you know what I'm saying, a time where you thought you were thinking kind of lightly in the situation and that really impacted them. You see what I'm saying? They give that back to you. It's like you were saying with the instance with the woman. It's just like reassuring that you're doing right things right, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the perfect word. It's definitely reassuring and, like, ignites the spirit, you know what I'm saying, to just know you on right path of righteousness. I feel like that's key. You know what I'm saying? Once you tap into just trying to live righteous, it's like everything else falls in place. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like that falls in line with universal law and just how things, at least if you want a positive life, which we all inherently do. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you coming and dropping the gems that you have on us. You feel me? Y'all definitely gonna be seeing the great a lot. He's definitely a OG on the team and been.
Actually, you should have seen the great a bunch. If you haven't, it's because you're not on our Instagram page. You need to get on there.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah, on the podcast, he's the first, but you know what I'm saying? We do this, man.
Nah, I mean, great content, great art, you know what I'm saying? It's nothing but positivity and light there, bro. Definitely follow.
Yes, sir. Thoroughness, man. Definitely got to tap in. So I appreciate y'all for tapping in. If y'all like what we doing, definitely comment, subscribe, like. That definitely helps us out a lot. And we out, man. Noscope. Love.
That's the game.